Hello everyone and welcome to the new section of our course. It is how to set up your website. And in this video, I'll show you the tips for getting a perfect domain name. So this video, I'll show you and tell you the theory part, and in the next video, I'll explain you everything by doing it practically and setting up domains, hostings, connecting them, installing WordPress in a single click. Now let's move ahead and go to a point number 1 of our tips for getting a perfect domain name. The number 1 tip is sticking with .com. There are plenty of new domain name extensions available today, from the original .com, .net and .org to niche extensions like .pizza, .photography and even .blog. We always recommend choosing a .com domain name. While it can be tempting to come up with clever blog names using new extensions, .com is still the most established and credible domain name extension. Newer domain name extensions like .ninja or .photography can be untrustworthy. .com domains are also the most memorable. Many users, especially those who aren't as tech savvy, will automatically type .com at the end of every domain without thinking about it. If your website is something like Jain.photography and your users accidentally type in Jain.photography.com, they will end up on an error page on photography.com website. It's smart to avoid that risk by sticking with .com. Not to mention, most smartphone keyboards automatically have a .com button. The number 2 point is use keywords in your domain name search. Keywords play an important role in a domain. By using keywords in your domain name, you tell the search engines what your website is about. Together with quality content and good user experience, keywords in your domain can help you rank higher in Google. It is very hard to find a good domain with your target keyword that's not already taken. You will need to be creative and combine your keywords with other words to make your domain stand out from the rest. Number 3 is you have to keep your domain name short so it doesn't cause any confusion. While keywords are important, don't go overboard with domain length. It's better to have a domain name that's short and memorable. We recommend keeping your domain name under 15 characters. Longer domains are harder for your users to remember. Users will also be more prone to entering typos with longer domain names, which can lead to lost traffic. That's why it's a good idea to keep your domain length short. The point number 4 is make your domain name easy to pronounce and spell. You should be able to easily share your domain name when speaking as well as writing. You never know when you will be asked to share your domain name in person. If you're planning to use your domain name to create a professional business email address, then it definitely should be easy to understand and spell for any listener. The number 5 point is keep it unique and brandable. Your domain name must be unique so you can stand out on your readers' minds. It's smart to research other blogs in your niche and find out what domain names they're using. You don't want to accidentally use a trademark name or get accused of copying another blogger. You can also pick a domain name that's more brandable. Brandable domain names are unique, catchy, and memorable. For examples, Amazon.com is much more brandable name than buybooksonline.com. Number 6 is avoid hyphens in domain name. Never create a domain name with hyphens. Hyphens can be a sign of spam domains, which you do not want to be associated with. Hyphenated domains are also prone to typos. If you choose a domain name with hyphens because the domain you want is already taken, then your users will likely end up at your competitor's site if they forget to type in the hyphen. Avoid double letters. It's a good idea to avoid domains with doubled letters because it increases your chances of losing traffic to typos. For example, a domain like presssetup.com will be more prone to typos and result in lost traffic. Avoiding double letters will also make your domain name easy to type and more brandable. Leave room to expand. It's smart to choose a domain name that's related to your industry or niche because it gives users some idea of what your website is about. But you also don't want to limit your long term options too much. For example, a florist might choose a domain name like orchidblog.com, but then they may want to start blogging about other flowers besides orchids. In that case, the domain might prevent you from attracting readers interested in other flowers. Properly moving your site to a new domain can be a frustrating process, and it can cause you to lose search rankings if you don't do it right. That's why it is important to pick a flexible domain name from the start. The number 9 point is research your domain name. Before you register a domain name, try to find out if there is already a registered business using the same name. You can perform a trademark search to see if there is already a similar or exact name already trademarked. You can also perform a Google search and check for the name's availability on top social media websites like Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, etc. A similar or matching name would not only cause confusion, but it could also have severe legal implications, which may cost you a lot of money. Once you have your own website up and running, you can learn more about how to trademark and copyright your website name and logo. The point number 10 is use domain name generators for clever ideas. Currently, there are more than 360 million registered domain names. This leads to many people saying that all good domain names are already taken. Searching for individual domain name manually can be very time consuming. This is where domain name generators come in. These free tools automatically search for your defined keyword to find hundreds of clever domain name ideas. We recommend using Nameboy, which I'll be showing in the next video. And it is one of the oldest and most popular domain name generator tool online. You can also use ISID's WP's domain generator to find more domain name ideas. Act quickly before someone else takes it. Each day, thousands of new domain names are registered from all parts of the world. If you have found a domain name that you like, then don't wait too long. Domain names are like real estate. Thousands of people are actively looking for good brandable domain names that they can register for better rates in the future. If you don't act fast, then someone may go ahead and register your domain idea. Since domain names are relatively cheap, we always recommend our readers to act fast. If you change your mind later, then you can simply let it expire. Now I'll tell you the best places to buy a domain name. There are hundreds of domain registrars on the web. It's important to choose carefully because it can be difficult to move your domain name later on. Just like with web hosting, pricing for domain registrations can vary anywhere from $9 to $24. You can even get it for free. Let's take a look at how you can easily buy a domain name. free domain registration with web hosting. Majority of web hosting companies also offer domain registration as a service. Some of these companies offer free domain name registration with new hosting accounts. If you are starting a new website, then it's a smart idea to take advantage of this offer and get your domain name for free. Below are the two WordPress hosting companies that are offering our users over 60% of web hosting, free SSL certificate, and a free domain name. Bluehost is one of the oldest and largest brand name when it comes to web hosting. They are an official WordPress recommended hosting provider. iPage powers over 1 million websites and is the most budget-friendly web hosting provider on the web. $1.99 per month for web hosting and you get a free domain name. It's important to keep in mind that most hosts offer free domain registrations for 1 year only. After the first year, your domain registration will renew at usually around $14 per year. A lot of users take advantage of the free domain for the first year because you would have to pay for the domain name regardless. Why not get it for free? So here I'll tell you the most popular domain registrars. If you just want to register a domain name without purchasing hosting, then you can do that by purchasing it from a domain name registrar. Domain.com is one of the best domain registrars on the market. They offer all top level domain names with a smart search feature, premium domains, and all the necessary tools to manage your domain names. GoDaddy is the largest domain registrar in the world. They manage over 63 million domain names for over 14 million customers. They also offer web hosting plans as well. But as in the recent times, we have seen some negative reviews about GoDaddy web hosting. I don't recommend using a GoDaddy web hosting plan. This was pretty much it for this video. I'll show everything in the next video, that how to set up your domain name, how to connect it with a hosting using name servers, and how to install WordPress in a single click.